Hi, YouTube family and podcast family. Today I want to talk about a topic that has come up quite often, and it's about trust. That during narcissistic abuse, or because of narcissistic abuse, our trust gets eroded or broken, and we don't know how to learn to trust again. Because, for one thing, we don't trust our own judgment anymore after falling for the narcissist's lies and manipulations. Now we're wondering, how can we even trust what we feel or think anymore when we completely trusted this person and they completely took advantage of us? Another thing is, when we go into other relationships with this broken trust, right, with a trust issue, we bring that into the new relationship and mess up that relationship. So what do we do when a narcissist has completely broken our trust, has completely annihilated our ability to trust others, right? And not only do we not trust others, we don't trust ourselves. So today, that's what I want to talk about, because trust can be rebuilt. Trust is not something that is forever gone just because you went through what you did with the narcissist, because not everybody is like the narcissist. But we do want to examine the things that narcissists do so that we can identify those things when we meet other narcissists, so we don't fall for their ploys. One of those things is their eyes. I hear so many times that victims or exes of the narcissist will say that they can't look into the narcissist's eyes anymore because their eyes are so enticing and their eyes pull them in. Their eyes make them feel seen, or their eyes are just so beautiful or intriguing and deep. They have this incredible way of staring at you or looking deeply at you that you feel captured by them. And if this is the case, you have to not look at their eyes. And I know that you want to look at people's eyes when you meet them and when you talk with them, but be careful if you see somebody's gaze is so deep, so entrancing, that you start to feel like you're having an out-of-body experience almost. If that's happening, look away. It's okay to look away, because narcissists will use this ability to entrance you with their eyes. And it sounds so weird, doesn't it? Like, what kind of crazy, magical, witch-like, effect is this that they're having on you? We're not talking about sorcerers and, witches. What is going on? But there is something about the eyes that connect us when we look at each other, when we communicate, and we stare deeply into each other's eyes. So be careful with that when you find somebody staring at you so intently and staring deeply into your eyes. But what you want to do with that is you back off a little bit. Another thing that they may have is a powerful presence. They may have, they may be extremely attractive as well, right? So if these types of things, these physical things, are pulling you in, you have to close your eyes practically, right? You have to avert your eyes, look somewhere else, and listen to their words. Because the more you listen to a narcissist, the more they give themselves away, and the more they contradict themselves. One of the things you have to do is, if you notice that whatever it is that's pulling you in, some of their gimmicks, right? Their distractions, these props they use, their nonverbal mannerisms. They have worked on these things in order to capture people, in order to get people enticed and falling into their spell. It's really insane, but it's true. So many people fall into this spell. And then we wonder, how in the world do we trust other people? Well, when we start to feel ourselves losing ourselves into somebody else's presence, into their charisma, into their even their enticing or soothing voice, then you have to cut that off and you have to distract yourself back to reality with them. And it's okay to do that. You don't always have to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And that's what we did with narcissists. So instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt, be a little bit suspicious. It's okay. Be a little bit skeptical. A little skepticism is good and it is healthy. You want people to prove themselves to you. You don't want their presence and their eyes and their appearance or their soothing voice to capture you, because all of these things are simply props. They're not real. They're not something that makes up a part of a person that you should trust, right? It's just appearances. It's the staging that the narcissist uses to capture you. So you don't want to fall for the staging. You want to look for reality. And one way to do that is you ask them about their family, their friends, their employment, their place of residence or their hometown. You ask them about their future plans. You want to get to know them, and you hear them. You want to hear their stories. You want to know what's going on inside, because they cannot hide entirely what's going on inside of them. They will contradict themselves, and you'll start to hear this come out the more you talk with them. So don't get all, starry-eyed with them and staring at how gorgeous they are or how wonderful they are towards you. You want to actually get to know them. And that's how you build trust with a person, right? When they start talking to you and telling you things that seem contradictory or conflicts, with past things they've said, you need to go, whoa, hold on, buddy, and it's okay to back away. What happens, though, is if you fall, and we know this, when we have fallen and when we did fall for the narcissist lies and their manipulations, they have devastated us. They devastate our trust. And we feel like there's no way we can grow back this trust. There's nothing left of us that we can build on. It's like a desert, right? Where only maybe weeds can find root. And we don't want that. We don't want weeds growing in our desert. And that's what narcissists do. They find where we are vulnerable, and they will take root there. They will figure out what it is that we need to hear, what it is they need to do for us, right? And that's why they ask us a lot of questions. So be careful of that. If somebody suddenly is able to hone into your vulnerabilities and feed that area of vulnerability, be very wary of that. And how you can do that is get to know yourself, get to know your weak spots, get to know what your vulnerabilities are. And part of doing that is your self-introspection, but also asking your friends and your family who are close to you that you do trust. Ask them what they see as your vulnerabilities, and they probably can see it a lot better than you can, surprisingly enough. And it's really hard to hear, but it'll help you know, oh, I got to work on that. If you're a sucker for flattery, they're going to use flattery on you, and it'll stick. You'll feel starved for someone to notice you, and they will. They'll act like they notice you. They see you. You're the star in their life. I heard of another viewer who was talking about how their ex is now flattering the new supply and the new supply's child right in front of their own child, as if their own child doesn't exist, which is horrid, right? But this is what they do. They will flatter and they will idealize and idolize the new supply or you, right? So don't be so vulnerable that you will allow that to stick. It's almost like a piece of gum, right? You can enjoy a piece of gum like you enjoy flattery, but don't swallow it, right? And can you imagine if someone gives you a stick of gum, would you actually give it so much value that you would make them your best friend? No, of course not, right? Even if they give you a whole pack of gum, you're not going to jump in bed with them. But it's like that when we accept flattery from a narcissist, or we accept their love bombing stage as if it means so much. But imagine if it's really just a pack of gum that they're giving you. And a lot of times it really is hardly anything that they're giving you. And we give it so much value. But in a healthy relationship, you're going to be able to identify your spots of vulnerabilities, and the other person is not going to automatically hone in to your vulnerabilities and feed that. They're going to get to know you little by little, and actually you're going to enjoy their company, not because of your vulnerabilities, but because you enjoy their honesty, you enjoy how good of a person they are, you enjoy getting to know them, and it gets validated by those who are around them. If they are telling you how incredibly financially awesome they are or successful they are, look into it. Like, Google it. Don't just trust them at their word. Remember, it's okay to be skeptical of a narcissist. You want to be able to feed yourself. You want to be able to know when someone is targeting your weak spots and your vulnerabilities. You're not going to allow them to fill in those cracks. You're going to fill in those cracks yourself. You're going to work on yourself. And the great thing about that is, after you have filled in your own vulnerabilities and your own cracks, the only people who are going to be able to land on you are good people. The only people who are going to be able to stick around for the long haul are good people. But, even with that, you're going to have some narcissists who are going to try as hard as they can to get in. You have to at least set some of these boundaries, go slowly, get to know them better, listen to them. Don't fall for their outside, props that draw you in, like their eyes or their voice or their, powerful mannerisms that draw you in. But instead, get to know them as a person. Because the more you get to know a narcissist, their real self, and not be infatuated with their outside appearances and looks and all that and mannerisms, and their lies too. They'll make up all kinds of stories about how great they are. And when you fact check those lies, you'll find out that they're not true. But the more you get to know a narcissist, the more you're going to see the truth, and you're not going to fall for their lies. Now, the covert narcissists are going to be a little harder, but here's the good news. When you fill your life with good people, more and more good people, the less time you're going to have for even the covert narcissists, because the covert narcissists are also very messed up people, and you're not going to want to have to deal with that. You're going to be able to keep them at a safe distance, at a very healthy distance, and deal with them on that level rather than an intimate level. Yeah, the more you fill yourself with good things, healthy relationships, the less you're going to have to deal with the crazy nonsense of the narcissist's world. So, YouTube family and podcast family, if this has helped, I hope that you'll subscribe, like, and comment on this video. I'd love to hear from you, and I thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and blessings to you.